Welcome to Day Zero Update for September 28th, 2025. I'm your host, Chris Elogi.
And I'm Brandon Perkins.
Yeah, two-man crew this week, but we have plenty to talk about
Oh, yes.
as TGS happened.
Mm-hmm.
And a ton of news here. Mostly good, but we have a few other things not so great.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that stuff. But before we do, we'll talk what we've been playing, and I'll kick it off here. I have been playing a bunch of Baby Steps and reviewed it
Mm-hmm.
for SmashPad, which I gave a 4.5
Mm.
out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It is the new game from the trio of Bennett Foddy, Gabe Kuzilo, and Maxi Botch. Bennett Foddy known for things like QWOP and Getting Over with Bennett Foddy.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe Kuzilo and Maxi Botch worked on Ape Out, and I believe they've also worked together on some other stuff, some small things and such over the years, but this game makes a lot of sense when you know that the man behind QWOP is behind this game, as it very much shares a lot of similar ideas of making the process of walking a more interesting experience, I guess I would say.
That's one way of putting it.
With QWOP, it is intended to be like a nonsense game because you really can't simulate the act of walking through that. Even if you look at the way the speed runs and such for that game look, it's definitely not in any way kind of emulating that aspect. It's more give you an abstract way of controlling your character, and you're kind of trying to exploit that as best as possible. Whereas here, Baby Steps does a much better job of emulating the act of walking, because if you don't really think about it, you are moving your body as you're with one leg or the other as you go, and they kind of emulate that whole setup here. So initially, you're going to struggle for a bit to figure it out. You use the left stick to move your body. You can, while you're standing still, just kind of swirl around, and your guy will swirl, his body around and fall down usually. And you use each of the triggers to pick up your foot. In the process of, pushing your body forward, you're pushing your foot forward towards X. You have kind of full range of movement with your legs, so that you can walk backwards, sidestep, do all that kind of stuff, which is necessary for this game, as you are playing as Nate, a fail son who's sort of stuck in the basement of his parents' house, as you can see on the TV. In between the chapters that he was watching One Piece while doing all this, and he just, while his parents are sort of arguing about talking to him about probably getting a job and moving out, he ends up disappearing and getting teleported to this other world, this other area, and you're kind of for the first time kind of forced to do things under your own power and make things for yourself. So that involves him. He sort of ends up in this body of water inside this cave, and so the first thing it does is it tells you to move the stick to move, and you fall over immediately because that's only one part of what you're doing for that. You're also using the right stick to change the direction your character is facing, so you can do that for flying, direction, all that kind of stuff, as well as just looking around. You'll see Nate, kind of twist his body around as you look around. And yeah, it's something that takes a bit to get used to. Luckily, I played the demo for the PC version when that was available, and so I kind of had a good handle on it. Though since I took a break, it still took a bit to get used to it. But once you get out of the cave, you start meeting more people. You meet somebody named Jim who is very much like, I just want to help you, get you some shoes, because clearly you don't have shoes. and Nate is very much seems to have a lot of anxiety and all that. So he's like, "Oh no, I'm okay. I just use the restroom." And he's like, "Oh, there's a bush here. You just go here." And he's very much not interested in peeing in front of people, if they're going to look away or whatever. But yeah, the interesting thing about the world design is that think about it, it's like you're going north to the goal area. Usually, it's a campfire that has some uh, food or something there.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of go east and west as much as you want because it loops around. So you're kind of able to progress pretty smoothly without having to figure out the exact route, because there usually is at least 2 or more routes, and I was seeing other people talking about the routes they took in certain areas, and like, oh, I didn't even see this path, that kind of thing. But along the way, there's lots of points of interest to find. I was like going around, and much like in the demo, you find like the remains of like a circus or a carnival kind of stuff there. The merry-go-round and such with the horses. You find those hanging around, and you can find a hat on top of the like roof of the one of the buildings there. It is hard to get to because it's it's like one of those that's well, like the circus tent kind of looking thing. So it's kind of angled up, so it takes a bit of time to kind of get up there, and you have to hit square to pick up the hats, or there's a couple different types of items you can pick up, but the hat is probably one that you'll find more often, and that makes for a neat thing you can put on. As you fall down, it has a good chance of falling off, so pick up again, and it's a funny part of the game because there's leans over, and so if he's not in a great place for standing up, he'll just literally fall over trying to pick up a hat. If it's in front of him, near a wall, he'll just like smash his face into the wall as he's trying to reach down the thing. So it does create another bit of fun and kind of awareness of the way that the physics and all that work in this game. And so yeah, like an hour or two in, I was pretty good at moving around. Doesn't mean I was good at getting over gaps and such that are all over this game. There's lots of rocks and areas, water areas and such that make the ground a bit more slippery. I would often sidestep across ridges that had missing planks and such. You do have a lot of fine control. There's options that aren't even mapped to the face buttons or anything in the game. Ones that let you have more fine control over lifting your feet up or down, which I mapped to triangle and X to make that an additional layer of control that I had. There's also one that kind of makes the legs move slower if you need that. So there's definitely some extra options I do right, at least mapping those so that you can have the option for that stuff. But yeah, you're kind of moving your way around this world, getting to these checkpoints, and it seems like after every like checkpoint you reach, the chapter ends, and you kind of see a glimpse of the basement, which you see kind of increasingly gets your stuff put away from the parents, and ends up with that kind of being an interesting little bit of extra story. So Nate's trying to find out like what's going on with this place, and can he get home? I think he does seemingly find a way to potentially get home and as well. Anything about what happens with that does definitely take some odd angles for where things are going. And I didn't mention this in the review, but there are some interesting elements to the way that the story kind of plays out that I liken to stories like Alice in Wonderland and Pinocchio. So much so that there is a whole very weird part of this game that involves nudity. As you run into characters that, for whatever reason, are not wearing any pants of any kind. And so you get to see their dicks hanging out. And if you turn off this the nudity, it literally just puts a black bar over them, so it doesn't remove them or anything.
Yeah,
which adds to how silly it is. But I just kept the nudity on because it was a more entertaining way. But yeah, for as much as this game probably without the nudity and such would be more kid friendly, this is definitely not a kid friendly game because of a lot of that stuff. There's cursing, a variety of things. It is M rated for that. So yeah, this is a game that's a weird thing is the email from Devolver was like, oh, you can beat this in like 8 to 10 hours probably. I was like, okay, that's not too bad. It took me 16. Because it's one of those games where there's a lot of random points of interest around. You often get to some of these watchtowers that have a sign. It's like, oh, I lost this thing. If you find it, bring it here. I did find one of those things, which your guy promptly brings over, puts it in the box and closes it, and you can hear like a cracking noise that you somehow broke the item. But you don't get anything for it. It's not required or anything. It's just more like, here's the thing you do to partly, challenge yourself for getting around or whatever reason. But yeah, it's really neat. So there's a lot of fun side things you can find. I found like a tree that had these like I think metal steps that kind of spiraled around it, and I spent a couple minutes trying to do it. I was like, if I had the time, I wasn't trying to, beat the game for review, I would have definitely spent, however long to do that. And there's a number of other challenges. There's one that comes in later in the game where it's like, oh, you gotta, ride this ball across from this one way to the other for a thing. And it's way easier than anything else in the game. Because the ball is squishy versus being hard where you would expect to slide off of it or whatever.
Right.
So it's very forgiving, which is weird. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things here. I definitely recommend checking this out. I think if you have PlayStation Plus Premium, there's a 1-hour trial for this game. I think that's a pretty good means of playing it. You get the first hour of it. It's not a long hour, but yeah, it's one of those games people should check out. The only real negatives I had for it is that if you do not handle frustration or any sort of friction well, especially in a game like this, then it's probably not going to be your kind of game. I enjoyed every time I fell over. Nate does a lot of like, oh fuck kind of thing as he's falling, sliding down a hill or something, or a lot of good groans and such out of that. There's a lot of fun writing to this game. As I said, like a couple of things that seem pretty obvious. I saw a couple people describe the donkey men as horses, and I was like, oh, so you didn't get the Pinocchio thing here. Okay. But it's a really cool game. I think it's also got some of the most fun like clothing wetness kind of tech I haven't seen since Uncharted. Remember how fun that was, kind of walking through bodies of water and seeing how Nate's clothes get all wet, only up to the point that it gets wet. They kind of have similar tech here. But as you fall, your onesie gets dirtier, muddier, depending on what sort of substance you're sliding around in. Or if you're actually doing well and walking around cleanly, you get sweat starting to come out of various armpits and back and all that. That is pretty well done for a touch, but if you fall into some water, you wash off your onesie and you're good for the next area kind of thing. And I had is that there are definitely times where navigation can be hard. Trying to figure out where to go. You don't get a map. They do have a character named Mike in there who shows up with like climbing shoes, gear, and all this kind of stuff, and he shows you the map he has, and when he kind of shows it in your face, a little mini map shows up in the corner of the screen with a bunch of question marks and shit all over it. Before he takes the map away again, and Nate is always like, "No, I don't need that. I don't need the map. You can have just keep it." Wants him to go away. There's a lot of fun stuff there. There's I think a lot of one-off cuts in this. I've found things that were not part of the narrative or anything. Just found like weird side characters that don't show up any other place. And the fun thing is when you beat it, the credits are done over a map. It kind of shows exactly where you went throughout the world. You kind of see a lot of points where you kind of went up an area, slid back down, went back up, went back down, kind of thing. There was one point I was basically using the PS Plus cloud save stuff as a save state. So I get to an area that I did not want to lose any more progress in, just for the sake of beating the game. Kind of quit out. It's constantly saving, so you can quit at any time. It'll save exactly where you're at, with maybe the caveat that I think Nate gets dropped from slightly around. So you have to be careful that you're not on a slope or something, or you could, slide down a hill or something like that, or fall down a ledge if you're not careful. But I was doing that a bunch just to save my progress and try to minimize how much I was losing. I could have easily gone 20, 25 hours if I had let it go that way. But yeah, it has a really nice ending. They kind of even let you go do more stuff if you want. From there, Nate has an idea for what he wants to do, and it's like, oh, you can go do that if you want. There's go ahead and do what you want. Very much like a game that's about exploration before exploration's sake, not for rewards. Because you'll find hats and such as your biggest reward, but you'll often lose them. I found a nice hat. The one the circus thing is literally, if you look in the review, I took a picture with it a couple times. It has like a little whirly bird thing on top of it. It's got like the typical like circus kind of thing too, where it's like white, blue, green, red, orange, whatever colors kind of striped around it. It fell off a lot. I lost it because I was trying to get this next area, and the route I was going to take was essentially just hurling my body over a fence down to where I needed to get to. It worked, but the hat's on a ledge back up top. So I went and saved at the campfire and kind of came back. I was able to get the hat, but for whatever reason, it was just super windy up there, so it would keep blowing the hat off my head, and then it just ended up disappearing. I was very disappointed by that, but I found other hats, some that disappeared right away, others that didn't. Some are parts of some of the trophies, where they give you this weird little like dream sequence that you go through when you find these items and take it to the campfire kind of thing. So there's a lot of interesting stuff like that, and yeah, the trophy list, boy, is going to be a whole big thing. Yeah, there's one that's like beat the developer's time, which I don't know what that is. Another for beating the game in under 10,000 steps, which is like, that's a lot. Or that's very short. Because I think it gave me for 16 hours was 47,000 steps, just over that. So it's like, oh, I had to be like 80% more efficient than I was. Which now that I've played through the game, I could probably work towards that. I'll probably play some more because I really enjoyed it, and I want to go through, and it kind of has a very chill atmosphere to it. Because you're the only person around, nobody around do anything. The only people you meet are at designated points where cutscenes play, kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a game I really recommend. I think it's only $20, or maybe it's $30. I'll double check here for the price. Yeah, $20. Has a discount on Steam, and I believe PlayStation as well for that. So yeah, that's one that's really worth checking out, and has a really great feeling when you get through some of these challenge areas and kind of do some really interesting kind of progression to it. There are times where they present you like, oh, here's the easy routes, and then here's the hard route, kind of thing. Like near the end, I found the path that a lot of people find, and it's really challenging. It's very tough. It's there's also much easier routes that's a little bit off the beaten path from where you are at that point, but I know both because I got lost. Because normally you follow lights, and that was like the one area where you don't follow a light, because the light takes you back to the place you started at. But yeah, it's a game I really recommend for people that like weird, interesting games kind of are built around friction. There's definitely a class of people that really don't like friction of any kind, and this definitely seems like a game that you probably don't want to play or buy. Probably you can probably play it with somebody that's has the game. But yeah, it's one I really recommend checking out. It's one of the most interesting games of the year, and yeah, there you go for that. That's out on PS5 and PC. So
okay.
Let's see. Other game I've been playing, Clover Pit. I got a code for this. This is a really interesting game. It is basically, I think the devs describe it as Balatro meets Buckshot Roulette. It is basically you are locked in this room where you have a slot machine, as well as a bunch of other things going on in this room that are basically, signs telling you the current scores for different orientations of the symbols for the various things. The other one has percentages for the chances of each symbol, appearing, multipliers and all that, because you get charms, and that can alter the chances of all that stuff. But yeah, you're trying to, much like in Balatro, survive rounds where you're trying to earn enough coins to pay off the deadline as needed. So initially you start with, I think, 75 coins that you need, and you start off with 30 that are already deposited for you. You start with 13 coins, and initially you probably want to put what you don't need to get 7 spins on the slot machine. That starts feeding into the interest you'll get back with each round, and you get 3 rounds to do before you fail out, and the floor gets dropped out from under you and you die. You start a new run. So there's a bit of a horror tinge to this. It's not spooky so much, but it's more, you see things scribbled on the walls, signs left up. Every successful time you pass, the red phone rings. That will give you bonus perks. Usually go on a pattern of one good one, then one bad one, and you can choose to just not answer it, or you can spend tickets that you get for the charms. You can use those on the phone to refresh it, help get better ones, all that kind of stuff. Charms all do a lot of things you might expect for perks and such. Some will expand the amount of charms you can have. Some will increase various numbers for how many points you're going to get for certain symbols and all that. Some will increase your luck number, which increases your luck of getting good outcomes and such. There are some that you start unlocking that are like pieces of a corpse that increase the you need for passing the next deadline. So like the goal will be 5% more or whatever. But there's like a whole potential thing of if you get all 5 pieces, it's for bones and a skull. I think there's some bonus that comes out of that. There's a lot of like challenging runs you can get out of that kind of stuff. You're working towards getting through each successive deadline. Eventually, if you do well enough, you unlock a key that will allow you to unlock these drawers on the cats that you have where the charms are above. That's where you can sort of, if you need to, if you don't want to sell a charm, if you're at your max, you can put it in the drawer. Say later. It doesn't really do a great job of letting you swap them. If you're full on charms, you can't necessarily just say, I want to swap this with this one. You have to have an open spot first because you're bringing it out, kind of stuff. There's like mechanics for how that drawer is used for other things. As you expect, as you do things, you'll unlock more charms that can be used in future. You have a little computer that shows you what the unlocks for all this is, and there's a bunch of different things for them. Some that involves like the toilets in the room, things like that. But yeah, it's got really good, interesting vibes to it. I think after you get two deadlines passed, it throws the 666 variable into it. Where if you get 3 6s that show up on a spin, it takes away all the coins that you have earned up to that point. Which can completely ruin runs and all that, but you have always have that chance there. I think it's like 1.5% chance. Just low enough to have you feel comfortable most of the time, but when it hits, it really screws you over in a fun way. I've had that on the last spin of a run. That was the thing that sunk me. Like, oh shit, this really fucked me. Kind of thing. There's a lot more stuff going on. I'm not going to be able to describe all of it, but there's a lot of other things going on. There's buttons. There's a variety of other ways that you're trying to find, terms that work well together that will help you get to the point where you are getting, multiple jackpots or big runs and all that kind of stuff. I got to a point where, I unlocked the key once, and then it gave me an option to just keep going. I don't know if that was like a Balatro style thing, like, oh, your run's over and you just keep going, or you can end it here, kind of get out, kind of thing. I don't know, but I had one really good run like that, and have not had as much luck on the other stuff. I'm also unlocking more of these charms. I think I have about half of them unlocked. It's 130 total. But yeah, it's a Steam game, and the nice thing they're doing, they have a 10% discount for launch, to get it for $9 instead of 10. But if you have subscription, Balatro, Buckshot Roulette, Vampire Survivors, I forget what other bundles they've had. You can get a little extra discount off of it. So I think it's like in the $8 range for that. So well worth checking out. But yeah, this is a game that works really well. I think the one issue I've had so far is I've been playing on my Steam Deck or with controller on PC, and you have to hit the button twice to pull the the arm down to go with the jackpot or the slot machine. I feel like it should just be one. I figure that must be some sort of safety thing, like just in case you didn't want to hit the thing. But I think there should be an option for that. There's a bunch of options in there for a lot of like camera shake stuff and accessibility and audio things. I mentioned I'll probably keep working on it, adding things that people are suggesting, and I think that's what I definitely would like to see change. Just kind of annoying to have to hit either like move the cursor, which highlights different things, to highlight the arm to pull, or I hit the right trigger twice to pull it. I can hit left trigger, or probably just hit a bunch to pull it. Things like that. But yeah, it's been really fun. Hopefully they keep working on it. It seems like they've done pretty well. That I think they announced that they hit 100,000 copies sold in the first 24 hours, which is really good to see. So there's that for games. And yeah, for the last one here, Ratatan, I got the early access code for this because I backed the game. For whatever reason, I picked PS5 version, digital version for the code, and they sent Steam codes, I think, to everybody that backed it. So I guess I'll have 2 copies for this. I did an hour or so it's just going through the early parts of the game. But they have all the Ratatan unlocked, which are the characters you're controlling. As you're playing, they have different bonuses and such. I picked the one that seems the most starter friendly, which is the character that every time you do the form a line command, which is square, 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 we have them follow you, that kind of thing. It gives them, it feels like 5% of their health. So it kind of helps get their health back up for the Corbin, I think they're called, the little dudes that are following you. But yeah, I'm at the point where I'm unlocking more shop owners in the main town kind of thing. I've been able to beat the first boss a few times in these runs, but still kind of working my way through it and getting better at the game. But liking it so far, but really not much that I can say about it just yet. Just kind of seeing what stuff I can unlock with certain currencies. They have a bunch of currencies, usually based around types of food, candy, donuts, all that kind of stuff, that you can use to upgrade things about your meta progression stuff, and all that. So yeah, that's been fun. But yeah, that's about all I've been playing right now. So yeah, that's it. What have you been doing, Brandon?
Well, I've been taking advantage of my PS Plus account and playing a couple of games. One of them is a game I've been replaying, Battlefield 1, which is a game I played a little bit of back when it originally came out, and I did enjoy it. But, I wanted to come back to it with, a more advanced machine that is, better handles all the stuff that happens in that game without, my console catching on fire. So, Battlefield 1 came out a few years ago. It's basically Battlefield that takes place during World War I, the Great War, the war to end all wars, even though it didn't. And it has probably one of the best campaigns in the whole franchise. It's like a bunch of little stories that are all sort of giving you a sort of an idea of like the global scope of what the war was. And it also starts off with probably one of the best, like, in-your-face introductions in any of these games, where the game basically tells you, so this is World War I, somewhere between 20 to 40 million men and boys died in it. It was brutal. It changed nothing. But it gained, none of the powers involved in it really gained anything of substantial, but it ended up changing the world forever. You're about to experience frontline combat, and you were not expected to survive. And it's basically the game telling you, like, so you're going to be like playing like a bunch of kind of romanticized little stories of people in the field of combat. But first, we're going to show you what it was actually like to fight in this game. And they do a pretty good job of doing that, because you basically go through like a dozen playable characters in a matter of like half an hour, if that. Where the game is essentially sort of acting as like a sort of a mini tutorial, showing you like how all the sort of basics work. Like, this is how you're like on the field. This is how you duck, etc., etc. this is how a tank works, blah blah blah, and then eventually the whole, it's you're essentially playing as like members of the Harlem Hellfighters, famously the all black unit that was one of the most decorated and successful in the American part of the war, and then of course they famously got completely shat on when they returned to America. But then after that, yeah, like basically that's the game telling you, just to remind you, this is what it was actually like to be in this war and how quickly you could die in it. And then the actual rest of the campaign starts, and like I said, it's a bunch of stories, self-contained, and they all kind of give you an idea of like various parts of the war. There's a part of it, the one I played, start off, takes place in the mountainous regions of between Italy and Austro-Hungary, where it's Austro-Hungary, and I think also the Germans as well, because I definitely saw German uniforms and German shouting and all that stuff, but the Austro-Hungarians are also there too, and you're essentially you're playing as a member of the Arditi, who were the sort of famous shock troops of the Italian royal military at that time. And were famous. Their basic job was that they would throw explosives into trenches and then go in immediately after and basically slaughter anyone they could get their hands on, so they can make way for the regular infantry to follow in after them. And because of that, the Arditi were considered to be the elite of the elite in the Royal Italian military. But that's one. There's also another one that takes place in the Gallipoli campaign, where you're playing a member of the veteran member of the Anzac. And Gallipoli, for those who don't know, is famously like one of the most disastrous parts of the war because of just the sheer amount of soldiers kept getting thrown into a meat grinder. There's another one that's takes place in the Middle East, where you're playing a Bedouin woman who is acting under the command of Lawrence of Arabia, who is a dictator in the game. And that's during sort of like the shrinking Ottoman Empire. And yeah, there's like a bunch of those stories all over the game, and it's really fun. Like, it's legitimately a lot of fun. It can be like much like with all the Battlefield games, unlike in Command, like the Call of Duty games, where there's a more, I don't want to say arcadey approach to it, but more like you're expected to be kind of a bullet sponge. In Battlefield games, you can get taken out pretty quickly if you're not thinking on your feet and moving quickly. And because this is, taking place in World War I, where survival was fairly low, you basically get taken out very quickly if you're not constantly moving on your feet. And it doesn't really matter like which part of the war you're in. It will basically wreck you. The only real issue I have with it is the fact that all of the campaign is basically involved with the Entente, or the Allied powers. The Central Powers are basically always the opposition, which it kind of sucks, because the reality is that unlike World War II, there wasn't really like a good guy or bad guy sort of situation with the Great War. All of the powers were pretty morally gray in general. Yeah, that game's really good. Still holds up really well. Still a lot of fun. The other game I've been playing is IQ Intelligence Cube, because it's a cult PlayStation puzzle game from way back in the PS1 era. And it's a very sort of abstract puzzle game where you're playing this little dude on this platform that's made up of like all these cubes. And the goal of the game is to try and dissolve as many of the cubes that are coming towards you as possible, while at the same time avoiding cubes that are quote unquote forbidden, and getting the. It's kind of complicated. Basically, the idea is there's this every time you're playing, there's like a line or like a couple of lines of these cubes that come up and they start rolling towards you. And there's like 3 types of cubes. There's the regular gray cube, the regular, like, I call them gray cubes, but they change color depending on what level you're on. But they're all just the normal cubes. And then there's the forbidden cubes, which are the back cubes, and those are basically you do not want to dissolve them. Every time you dissolve one of them, one of the lines of cubes on the platform that you're standing on will collapse, and the collapse, eventually it'll get to the point where you'll basically be pushed off the platform. And then there's the advantage cubes, which are these green cubes, and they are required to be they should be cleared, and what makes them unique is if you clear one, that will mark the location with a green square, which can then be used to trigger later on like an explosive, the surrounding like 3x3 area one moves. So it'll take out like 9 cubes in total if there are, in that particular area. And if you got multiple green cubes, you can actually have them come off at the same time, which can create a huge cube chain. However, and this is important, you still cannot get rid of the forbidden cubes, and because of the nature of these green spaces, you can accidentally take out more forbidden cubes. Taking off a bunch of lines of cubes behind you, and you'll eventually get pushed off of the platform. Basically, if any like normal cubes or advantage cubes fall off the end of the stage, that will then later be calculated on the block scale. And every time the number of fallen cubes exceeds the block scale, a row of the stage will collapse. Just like what happens when one of the forbidden cubes ends up getting cleared. And obviously, because you're essentially playing a little dude roding around this platform, that also means that you can get squashed by all of these cubes, which means that not only do you have to do that rows of cubes again, but all of the cubes that go over you will count it on the block scale, and several rows will fall away behind you. It is a very addictive little game, but it is also infuriating as well. Because you're really having to like think ahead, and it will just you're games at this point that make you feel as stupid as intelligent cube can. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Right, so yeah, let's get to some news. We got plenty of it here. Yeah, so we got here Nintendo dropped a new game out of nowhere. Fire Emblem Shadows.
Yeah.
They call real-time tactics and treachery game. Which I don't really know exactly what that means. I think it's more in the Among Us kind of phase of things.
Yeah.
One of 3 allies participating in each battle is secretly a treacherous disciple of Shadow. Players choose to stick on the way disciple lights. Aiming to find their way through the labyrinth for disciple of Shadow. Initial players to determine who they believe is the treacherous disciple of Shadow.
Yep.
The outcome of the vote affects whether the next battle is more favorable or more challenging. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things there. Which sounds interesting, but not one I want to play.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, we've got the newer Fire Emblem coming next year. So.
Yeah. This is when you got to play until then. So there you go. But yeah, let's see here. Possessor's got a date. One of the other Devolver Digital games from Heart Machine, makers of Hyperlight Breaker and Hyperlight Drifter. This is their newest game. That is a side-scrolling action-adventure game. With some spooky elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be out on November 11th for PS5 and PC. So about
All right.
a month and a half away.
Yep.
Looks really good. So
Yeah, it
not
looks
too far away.
it looks interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah. So yeah, they announced that during TGS. I don't know if they were at TGS. But yeah, that's one to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got this. This was during the Capcom little showcase thing, where they have a new update coming out for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. It's adding some pretty interesting stuff to it. They're adding a gallery mode, episode selection, so I guess you don't have to play through all 3 games in exact order. Scene creator, I'm not 100% sure what that is. I suspect that might be a way to just officially make memes for this instead of I know there's like a fan created way of making Ace Attorney sort of courtroom drama things with your own writing to them.
Yeah.
That people have been using for a while. This seems like a way to make official part of the game. So there's that. And yeah, story mode, which I assume takes up more of the puzzle stuff from it. And they're also adding 2 new languages. Supports Latin American Spanish and Brazilian Portuguese. So yeah, that'll be out November 19th for that to update. Not too far for that. So yeah, that's cool. So an old collection like this, that is really neat. Would be nice. I don't know if that's something they're going to add to the other games as well. That would be nice to see. So yeah, there you go. Just an update.
Yeah, that's good. It's going to be interesting to see what people do with that.
Yeah. So there's that. The next up here, Microsoft announced Forza Horizon 6 that people have been expecting for a while. It is set in Japan. I want to say around Tokyo, primarily. So a lot of inner city stuff, but also you can get out to the countryside and all that. Yeah, they had their TGS showcase, and there wasn't all that much that was interesting there. But yeah, this is neat. Though being Microsoft, I'm going to avoid it because of their BDS stuff. We have an update on that. We'll talk about that a little bit later here. But yeah, I think I've resigned myself with this series. They're not going to make it better in the ways that I want it to be better.
Yeah.
So casual focus that it's just a game that's kind of brain dead to play. No real interesting stuff to it. But, there you go. That's out next year. I believe it's out on Xbox and PC first, and then PS5 sometime after that. So yeah, you're gonna have to wait for that. We're not quite there on the multi-platform stuff. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, speaking of potentially next year, Borderlands 4 for the Switch 2 has been delayed.
Yeah, that is not surprising, to be honest.
Seems like the release has been pretty good for the most part, but there's been performance issues and such.
Yep.
It has caused them to, I guess, rethink the launch for the Switch 2 version. So they've delayed it indefinitely. I bet it won't be too far off, probably early next year at the latest, but maybe they're this year. It seems like they want to keep working on the other versions and make sure Switch 2 version as well is ready to go. As I say here, in accordance with Nintendo's policy, all digital pre-orders to date will be canceled. Well, yeah, it happened automatically on Friday, so people get money back to spend on other things, which sucks for 2K, I guess. They had all that money lined up to take in a couple weeks, but it's not happening anymore. But I'm sure they'll do fine. This game will sell no matter what. Even with the biggest issues they've had, Borderlands still sells.
Oh, yeah.
There you go for that.
Yep.
We also had another big Switch game get delayed, Professor Layton and the New World of Steam.
Mm-hmm.
As is tradition for level 5, they had to delay the game again.
Yep.
It'll be out next year, much like Fantasy Life I, which got delayed so much. I'm going to see if they have the news here when it was supposed to be out.
Yeah.
They said 2025 last year, and now they're saying 2026, so
yeah.
fun to see.
Yeah. But either way, I'm still excited because I've been hankering for a new Professor Layton game. So,
yeah,
if it takes them a little bit, that's fine. I want the game to be good when it comes out.
Yeah. They put a trailer so you can kind of see it, which looks pretty good. So, looking forward to that. Yeah, we got a couple new things here that were announced. MiHoYo announced their new life sim game, Petite Planet. It's got a more cosmic focus to it. Right now, it's PC, mobile. Probably will come to consoles, probably PS5 at some point. But they're doing a coziness test, early access test right now for PC and iOS. That is live. You can sign up for it. Yeah. Very much seems like they want to have their own Animal Crossing, which I'm sure they would for the price, especially if they continue to make it free to play like their other games. You have your neighborhoods and such. I assume you do a lot of customization and all that, and much like their other games, all the characters are anime styled. So you got that. So it'll probably be easier to hang out with friends. So that's one bit over the last Animal Crossing. So yeah. I assume it'll be out next year, maybe. So that's it. Then another game got announced, this time from Tencent, called Animola Nook.
Animola Nook, yeah.
Which is what they call a Lilliputian world fantasy life simulation game.
Yeah.
Which I would call is Animal Crossing with a different look to it.
Yeah. And taking place in a tiny little world.
Yeah. And we're making your houses are more dull house kind of size.
Yeah.
Which has a nice look to it.
Oh yeah, it's really pretty. And I like that type of thing, it being like a shrunk down person in a giant world. That's kind of a very whimsical thing that I love in games.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it looking. No date on it, just PS5, Switch 2, and PC. So yeah, we got that, and then yeah, Kojima Productions had their 10th anniversary thing. Where they didn't really announce much, but they did show off the first teaser footage of OD.
Yep.
The Xbox Game Studios published title that he's also partnering with Jordan Peele on that. I think Hunter Schafer is in this game, Udo Kier and Sophia Lillis. Looks really good. It's Unreal 5, so it's not the Decima engine.
Yeah.
But very teasery thing of like a woman lighting candles in this room as she hears like a monster come in near her. And it breaks into the room and she's kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
So yeah, got those vibes to it.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be heavily inspired by what PT was.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Don't know anything of this game, so we really don't have much of an idea of what's going on with it yet. But there's that. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Sony announced a thing. I think they're calling franchise rewards. This particularly being called Ghost Rewards. That are, this is the thing that Destiny has been doing for a bit, where you have get through. I think usually like the whatever raid they end up doing by a certain point, like the first week or so. If you do that, you get to buy special merch from them that is very limited, limited accessibility kind of thing. But this is, instead of that, it's for people who have the Platinum Trophy in Ghost of Tsushima or the Mono no Aware Gold Trophy by December 31st of this year. Can unlock access to some select limited edition merchandise. They have a really nice pin that is the artwork for the Platinum Trophy.
Yep.
And I assume they have one for the other trophy too. Those are $25 for that. Which is a bit pricey, but they also have shirts that are $30.
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay. That's for the Mono no Aware Gold Trophy. Okay.
Yep.
Pins for the Platinum. Okay, that makes more sense. I don't know that I would pay for these things, but they're neat things to offer for the people that would have gotten these trophies. We want these kind of special edition things, so they keep doing. Yeah, you basically go to ghostrewards.playstation.com. You sign in with your account, and it'll check your trophies, make sure you have them. You can order them if you want. Trophies will be by December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So before 3 a.m. on New Year's Day on the East Coast here. For that, so there is that. And you have a month after that, by the end of January, to purchase it. So what I'm saying is you got plenty of time. I'm sure they'll do more than the other games. Not even for Ghost of Yotei. So there's that. Boy, and it's ridiculous that that's out this week.
Ghost of Yotei?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's out Thursday. You're like, fuck, it's October. Shit. All right. Yeah. There's that. That's a neat thing they're doing. On the Xbox side, they finally had pre-orders go up for the ROG Ally X, or the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X. That went up for pre-orders, so we found out the prices because they've been hiding them for now. And we know what the prices are. It's $599.99 for the Ally, and the Ally X is $999.99. $1,000 for that thing. That version has more RAM at 24 gigs of RAM versus 16 for the Ally, and 1 terabyte of SSD storage versus 512 for the Ally. But yeah, that's still very expensive for one of these things. I'm sure it's more capable playing like brand new games than the Steam Deck is, but you're also getting what you're paying for with that. So these are very much Windows machines with all the Xbox branding on them, as they've partnered with Xbox for that. So yeah, that's a lot, and boy, yeah, that's a hell of a thing. The Xbox Series X right now is basically about the price of the Xbox Ally, which is a hell of a price to be at. So yeah, this is very much for people with a lot of money to spend. So yeah, there you go. Thing you can check out.
Yep.
I don't know if they have a date for the launch yet. October 16th. Okay. So about 3 weeks from now. So yeah, there you go. Not really much else to add there.
No, not really.
But yeah, let's get to this one. Speaking of Xbox, Microsoft announced that they have disabled the Azure services at that particular team. I forget what the name of it was. It was like 9200 or something.
Yeah.
They had 8200. 8200 was essentially capturing all of the phone data of everybody in Gaza that would give them location data and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
That they were storing on a server and using to build, something that would give them locations for places to bomb in Gaza and all that. So that's very much a horrifying thing to see. And Microsoft was like, "Well, we don't know anything about this," which seemed very sketchy. But they said they were looking into it and did another review and found that they were confirming this as well and have pulled their access to this stuff. Yeah, and they said they found evidence that supports elements of the Guardian's reporting that includes information relating to consumption capacity in the Netherlands services. We therefore have informed the iMod of Microsoft's decision to cease and disable specified iMod subscriptions and their services, including their use of specific classification AI services and technologies, which iMod is the Israeli Ministry of Defense. So, but Brad Smith here clarifies that this choice does not impact the important work Microsoft continues to do to protect the security of Israel and other countries in the Middle East. So they're not canceling any relationship they have with the IDF in general. They're still doing all that stuff that they've been doing there. So the BDS movement has very much said we're not removing Microsoft from the boycott list. So
yeah,
this is not really changing anything. It's an improvement, but it's not the thing they wanted, which was full divestment of aid in Israel, destroying Gaza. So really not much changing there.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, again, it's just, it's something, but it's not anywhere near enough.
Yeah. So if you've been boycotting Xbox stuff, Game Pass, buying games on Xbox, any of that stuff,
yeah,
keep doing it. But yeah, you may have to add another company to your boycott list here, because it seems like there's a report that is suggesting that Saudi Arabia, among other investors, are nearing a $50 billion deal to acquire EA and essentially take them private. Which is an incredibly huge amount of money to be spending this. It would include multiple private equity companies. I think one that involves Jared Kushner, as well as Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, which could happen as soon as this week coming up, which would be an absolutely huge deal. 50 Partners is one of the investors in this. That is Jared Kushner's company, which he's had a lot of relation with Saudi Arabia. Some very sketchy, and that a lot of it happened during his time with within Trump's administration.
Yep.
So more fun here. But yeah, I imagine probably the big part of this that Saudi would be is having control of the biggest football game in the world, as they are, a country that invests heavily in football, as they have their own league and all that, to which Cristiano Ronaldo's in there, whom since they own SNK, forced him into the new Fatal Fury game.
Yeah.
As well as the DJ that they a lot to work with them. So there's like 2 gross people in that game. But also they spent a lot of money promoting that game and it did not sell well at all.
Yep.
So they spent a lot of money that went nowhere, really. For that. So yeah, this is an unfortunate thing. If you thought EA could not get worse, boy, sit down and wait what's going to happen with this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun whole thing there. Yeah, especially if they're able to buy EA, then they can probably buy any publisher that they want in this industry. Because EA is certainly one of the biggest.
Mm.
And Saudi Arabians have tons of money.
Tons and tons of blood money.
Yeah. Especially to take over a lot of these companies that are pretty steady earners. So yeah, there you go for that one. For some of your worst news of the week.
Yep.
Let's see. It's got a little bit better. GDC is going to be returning, though,
Mm.
with a new branding.
Mm-hmm.
As they're going to call it the GDC Festival Gaming.
Yep.
Which I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Yeah, their next event will be taking place in March 9th through the 6th, 9th through the 13th, 2026 in San Francisco. Sort of the usual place they always have it in time frame. Yeah, the way they announced it on social media, they say they're changing the game. As the is changing, so are we. The landscape is transformed, budgets are tighter, attention is fractured, discovery is harder than ever. New tech and tools have redefined who can create. Our community needs more connection, visibility, and support. The Festival of Gaming exists to meet your needs, bring the entire industry together in a moment that matters. More connection, more opportunity, more relevance. From conference to industry game changer, GDC is the full game making journey in one place. So, there will be a new pass structure for the event with more access and no more trade-offs. So full access is the baseline, not the exception. The festival pass replaces all access at a dramatically lower price. With startup and academic discounts available, which would be good because that's one of the things I've seen a lot of griping about is that that ability to watch all of the roundtables and presentations and such cost a lot of money. Unless you're able to wait till whenever time they start putting that stuff up on the free tier. If you want a more bit time frame, that stuff costs a lot of money in the tunes of like thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Which if you're starting out, that's a lot of money to be spending on that stuff. So if that is a little bit cheaper, that'd be cool. But I don't know that I understand what cheaper is going to be. So we'll have to see when they get closer to that, what sort of prices they have. But yeah, GDC definitely needs to improve a bit, but also it needs to be online accessible at a certain point. Considering the big orange problem with this event that causes people from around the world to not want to come to the U.S. for that.
Yep.
For fear of getting kidnapped and held in a detention center for weeks. Just for the fear, for the awful thing of trying to better their careers. Yeah. Being online accessible would be a big improvement and certainly something they did during COVID. Something they could definitely do again. But yeah, there's your GDC update.
Oh boy.
We'll end our news here in that Nintendo America's president Doug Bowser has retired, or will be retiring at the end of the year.
I was like, wow, he wasn't there for long.
Yeah, he's been with the company for quite a while, but in this role, he was here for 3 years, I think. 3-4 years. He's being succeeded by Devin Pritchard, formerly the company's executive vice president of revenue, marketing, and consumer experience. Longtime Nintendo executive Satoru Shibata will cross the Pacific to join Nintendo America as chief executive officer. He will maintain his role as managing executive officer and corporate director and member of the board at Nintendo HQ. So he'll be having an extra hat there. Yeah. Interesting to see. But yeah, it very much kind of reminds me of the Simpsons bits when the monorail episode where That anybody's like, well, my work is done. Barney shows up and is like, what work did you do? You did nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, didn't I? And disappears.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what Doug Bowser really did with his time as the head of it, but I guess he didn't do anything terrible. So, though there was a number of layoffs under his watch, especially contractors. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And what as you probably can guess, once it was announced who his successor was going to be, the usual suspect started bitching.
Yeah.
But of course, she's been with Nintendo for like over 20 years. So
yeah. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Let's get to some showcase news. First, we have the Ryuga Gotoku showcase for the Yakuza series, the Like a Dragon series. So they still seem to be keeping the Yakuza name for this stuff.
Yep.
I would figure maybe if you're doing new versions of Yakuza 3, you might just call it Like a Dragon 3, but then that maybe gets weird and complicated.
Yeah. At least for this side of the ocean, it does.
Yeah. So that they're doing Yakuza Kiwami 3, as well as a like additional game thing here called Dark Ties. That's pretty neat. Yeah, Yakuza Kiwami 3 is kind of the first game on the PS3 where they were kind of getting it to where it is now. Though I think this is the one that starts with an orphanage. Where Kiryu's kind of trying to get away from the Yakuza. But it gets pulled back in. So there's that. That's pretty interesting. This thing takes, I think, one of the characters, Yoshitaka Mine, from Yakuza 3, and sort of a separate thing that follows up it. I'm not sure. I've not played Yakuza 3, so I don't know exactly where he fits into it, but seems like a little extra game. I'm sure it'll be bigger than you might think. But yeah, it looks like he has boxing-based combat.
Yep.
For that, so I think people are complaining because they changed the look of that character compared to the original.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's going to happen when you're 15 years since that game came out, something like that. 15, 20 years. So yeah, there's one that's coming out February 12th. So not too far away. 5 months. There's that. They also announced they're doing bringing the Yakuza 0 director's cut to PlayStation, Xbox, PC on December 8th. You get that extra bit of content there, which I think is an English dub and some of the extra content to it, which seems fine.
Yeah.
No upgrade, so if you have Yakuza 0, you got a full price.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
They also say save data does not carry over, so which makes sense. So they're changing things.
Yeah.
For that, but yeah, you can get an upgrade, which sucks. I guess also the only multiplayer mode, the Red Light Raid, is a post-launch update. So if you're hoping for that, you'll just have to wait. Yeah, we go for that one. The same for Kiwami and Kiwami 2, which is also December 8th for those. But as with the other thing, there's no upgrades for any of this, or at least I'm not seeing any mention of it. Yeah, no upgrades for it, so you got to spend more money again. Which sucks.
Yeah, because they're all of them going to bleed us eventually.
Yeah, that's Sega's whole thing. They did that with the Persona games, and now they're doing it with the Yakuza.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go. That's the whole thing there. But yeah, let me see. We have the Interactive showcase. that is had 3 games, as we talked about last week. Had 3 games to show, and they had 3 interesting games. We got Utopia from Marumitsu Games, which is coming to PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, and PC next year. Involves the Utopia project that was created in the interest of maximizing human happiness and comfort. It's the newest residential facilitator at Utopia. Roles to resolve issues around the residential community. So you're solving puzzles and solve mechanical issues and trying to keep the facilities running smoothly and all that. It's kind of a puzzle adventure game. And you're dealing with all that, and I'm sure things will go wrong. Also meeting a bunch of people, so seems like it should be a neat little game. Has a nice art style to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Then we got People of Note. There we go. Does not let me click on it. From Iridium Studios. It's a turn-based RPG musical game. Musical numbers meet to thrilling combat. Join pop singer Cadence on her quest for stardom. And yeah, that's a really neat idea. Turning like a RPG kind of system into some form of rhythm thing as part of this like musical game.
Yeah.
That really works. Seems like it should work pretty well.
Yeah.
And that also has a really good look to it.
Oh yeah, it actually looks gorgeous. Damn, this looks good. Yeah, this is definitely one I'm going to keep my eye on.
Yeah. And I believe that's also a next year thing. For that. And then the last one is Demi and the Fractured Dream. This is from Yarn Owl. It's a game for PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, and PC. That'll be out next year. He plays Demi, venture through the world of Somnus. Seems like you're harnessing the powers of the void.
Yep.
Which kind of eats away at you as you use it, but also gives you powers. So it's got all that kind of stuff going on with it. Yeah, looks really nice. Got some like Zelda vibes to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, looks really neat.
Yeah.
So that's I think another next year game. So yeah, 3 good games that look pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely People in Note. That one definitely looks good.
And then we got the PlayStation 6 play. They got announced, and Sony did a good job bookending it with 2 of their biggest titles for next year. First up, we got Saros, Housemarque's new game, with a date March 20th, 2026. That looks really interesting. Housemarque doing more with what they did with Returnal. Has a lot of vibes of that for obvious reasons, though. I forgot that Rahul Kohli is the main character until the camera shows him in the trailer. I was like, oh yeah, he's in here. Okay, that's awesome too. They showed a good bit of gameplay, showed off how it works, which seems to have some of the like Ikaruga elements to it that they've done in some of their other stuff, where you have like a shield that can absorb bullets of certain colors. So I don't think you can block it in a way, but you're absorbing those bullets that fills up a meter for an attack you can do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It has a lot of similar kind of exploring this world, though the one biome we saw was very much kind of a orange reddish kind of Mars looking area. I imagine like Returnal there will be different biomes and all that. It seems like by default, or maybe it's an early upgrade you get. You get sort of a second chance mechanic that kind of get you back up for a second chance wherever you die, and you just have half health to start, and you're dealing with all the chaos of the things that are going on. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm excited about this. This will be fun to see, especially because they were one of the best at supporting the dual sense and all that with the adaptive triggers, use of the haptic feedback stuff on the controller and the speaker and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be able to do more of that. So
yeah. This is by the guys who made Returnal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their follow up. So yeah.
Mm.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, definitely. I like Returnal, and this definitely looks awesome.
Yeah, and also very punishing.
Oh yeah.
Seems like they're learning a lot from Returnal. Kind of have more like meta progression stuff for you to kind of make it a bit easier for you as you get more time into it. I don't know if they're going to have as long of a playthrough as Returnal would have, but I don't think that was necessarily a bad part of it. I think people just expect it to be like a cheaper roguelite where a full run would be like 30 minutes or an hour, but this one, Returnal could be a few hours at least. Depending on how much extra stuff you wanted to get, you could easily blow through it faster, but you'd risk getting less powered up stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looks neat. It's out March 20th next year, so we start seeing a lot more 2026. That was a lot of what you saw in this showcase. Then we got Zero Parades showed up. To confirm that they have a PS5 version that will be coming out, and that'll be out next year.
Yeah.
The zombie corpse of Zaum is back.
Yeah.
With a new thing that at least looks like what you might expect out of a follow-up to
Disco
the previous
Elysium.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it definitely does. Like, it's got pretty similar art direction. The gameplay looks incredibly similar to an extent. The way that the dialogue and the choices stuff are, the dice rolls are put forward. Yeah. They're trying to say, yeah, this is still, we're still the Disco guys.
Yeah, which might just be one or two guys now.
Yeah. The original the original creator, unfortunately, isn't there anymore. Because the zone got taken up by a bunch of cynical investors that have basically kicked them out.
Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 projects spinning off of that. So yeah, who knows what else is going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't. It might end up being good, but I'm gonna wait until other people have a chance to play it first before I decide.
Yeah, but yeah, we go for that. And as well as kind of expected, Microsoft announced that Flight Simulator 2024 is coming to PS5. It'll be on December 8th, and they also mentioned that PSVR 2 support is coming in a later update. So yeah, probably next year. Sure, but also it's Xbox, so I'll skip it. Even though I would like to check out a VR version of that game.
Yep.
But yeah, there's that. Let's see what else we got here. Battlefield 6 showed up with a campaign trailer, which I thought that was Call of Duty until I saw the Battlefield thing. Those two don't look all that different anymore. Then we got Deus Ex Remastered, which is out February 5th of next year. Coming to PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC. And boy, when they showed the comparison shots of the old version and the new version, I was like, boy, they kind of like this look ugly.
Oh yeah.
Like it already kind of looked ugly just as how much that is aged, but
yeah,
they're also like, what if we threw this into AI to reimagine it as a modern
Yeah, that's
thing?
what I was going to say. It looks like they threw it into an AI generator to have an update the graphics a little bit.
Yeah. Which this is Aspire, who's currently in a bit of legal trouble with the French voice actor for Lara Croft, who is pretty certain they used AI to add new lines to her voice acting for the 4 through 6 trilogy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe use that here. Because yeah, the environment doesn't look like amazingly different. Very much seems like they changed more visual stuff than anything mechanical to it. Yeah, a lot of the characters, like either the art style they're going for here is just ugly, or they just did a poor job of upgrading it.
Yeah.
I don't know where that lands, but it's not good either way. So I'm sure it's an all right thing if they're doing a good job of leaving intact the gameplay systems. But visually, it's just like, oh boy. I hope they use the old versions, but PlayStation players at least have that PS2 version that's better than you would think.
Yeah.
For that, so yeah. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I was like, oh, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. We got Halloween the game. Decided to do my favorite thing that comes out of any of these kind of like showcases. We said we're coming out September 8th, 2026. I'm like, hell yeah! Announce your date a year in advance and see if you can make it.
Yeah.
I think the last people that did that was Starfield, and that didn't go well for them. But
nope.
This isn't as complicated a game as Starfield.
Yeah.
And these are the same people that have made a bunch of these kind of games.
Oh yeah.
Electronic and Gun Interactive. So they made what you think they were going to make a 4 or 5v1 horror multiplayer thing.
Yeah.
Also has a single player thing, so you can play that. But yeah, the interesting thing is like Michael Myers has a bunch of special abilities that are very supernatural. Like you have an ability to go invisible and like zip around the map to kind of replicate the way that Michael Myers kind of just appears in different areas somehow.
Yeah.
As well as having like supernatural abilities, like extra damage and all that. So yeah, that's a neat looking thing. That's PS5, Xbox, and PC September of next year. So there you go. Yeah, there's that. Then we got Last Epoch. This is a PC TL clone, essentially that's done pretty well on Steam. So now they're going to be bringing it to PS5 at some point. They don't have a date or anything. But they also said that the next expansion, Orobis, will be available as well at launch. So I don't think it's the PS5 version going to launch the same expansion on PC or what, but PS5 players will jump in at some point, probably next year, I assume.
Probably.
But yeah.
It looks okay, but yeah, it's very obviously a Diablo clone.
Yeah. Never much here. Never offer gameplay advantages by being able to spend real money. Right at Diablo's whole bullshit and Path of Exile too, I think. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Diablo clones.
Yep.
Then we got more of the Seven Deadly Sins Origin. The free-to-play open world action RPG based on the popular anime. Still happening. Will be out January 28th. It's definitely a lot of Genshin Impact vibe and all that to it. Which is nice, a bit of a surprise for that. But yeah, looks neat. Curious to see it. It's going to be free to play, so it won't take too much to check it out. It's PS5, PC, and mobile. Early next year, so might be a surprise thing for 2026. Then we got Sonic Racing Crossworlds, a new thing there. Particularly that they announced the Mega Man crossover DLC, which will add Mega Man and Proto Man to the game, as well as vehicles for them. The Rush Roadster, so the Rush turns into a fucking vehicle. For that's they're part of a season pass, I guess. Yeah, that's the season pass that will add Steve from Minecraft, SpongeBob SquarePants stuff. Pac-Man, TMNT, Avatar Legends, Sonic Prime characters.
Yeah.
Do it. They're very much making you pay for all the crossover stuff. Because everything that's in the game, the base game, is all Sonic stuff. So yeah, there you go. That's neat. The Neo 3, which has a date of February 6th, 2026. So that's cool. Some Neo and some more early games for next year. That game looks like it's going pretty good. For that, so yeah, there's that. That's PS5 and PC. Then we got Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered. Koei Tecmo's been teasing some sort of retro Dynasty Warriors thing. Ended up being Dynasty Warriors 3 that they picked for this.
Yep.
Which looks like a pretty good upgrade. Megaforce is working on this, so they got the main team on there. Xbox, Switch 2, and PC on March 19th of next year. So you'll be able to check it out in the spring. I'm sure this must be one of the big ones for fans of the franchise.
Yeah.
For the PS2 release. It has all the extra content in it and all that. And the Extreme Legends expansion with even more people in it. So yeah, it's gonna have a shitload of combat or content in it and combat. All of that. So, good for those people. Code Vein 2 also got a date, January 30th, 2026. So if you need your anime Dark Souls, that'll be early on, before the end of January. Let's see, $70 for the game, $90 for a deluxe edition, and $100 for an ultimate edition. And you pay that extra money for 72 hours of early access and a bunch more stuff. Well,
yeah,
kind of a bunch more stuff. Seems to be a custom outfit pack, expansion DLC, which is in the $90 edition. Another costume set, a mini art book and soundtrack, and the pre bonuses. It sure doesn't sound like $30 extra stuff. But yeah. That's Bayonetta Namco. If you wait, it'll go cheap. Pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think I saw the One Piece Warriors 4 that's getting an upgrade for PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC is on sale right now. You get the base game for $10. Before that, I think it's a free upgrade, or $20 for the Ultimate Edition with all the extra content to it. So you wait long enough, that stuff gets cheap, and then they might do free upgrades for it. But yeah, speaking of waiting for things, we got a new Let It Die game, Let It Die Inferno, which I don't know if this is them reworking the last game, or something, but it's PvPvE, which I think the original had some of that stuff too. I think there was a multiplayer element to it, but you did a lot of single player stuff in that game. But this is coming to PS5 and PC December 3rd, I think. I'm not sure if that's early access or something. Yeah, $25 for the standard edition. There's $45 for deluxe edition. Some extra stuff and the ability to create game rooms. So I guess private rooms. Then Ultimate Edition for $60, which has everything else plus the power up support pack. I don't know. They call it a roguelite survival action game, where you fight grotesque monsters, enemy factions, and other players. And it's at least got some of the vibes of Let It Die. I think that was one of the more interesting Souls-likes out there, especially in the early days of that genre. That's it. Then we got one of the more interesting games that got announced here, Chronoscript: The Endless End, which was a, I don't know what you would describe this as. It might be a Metroid game, but they mentioned exploration-based action-adventure game, which kind of had this look that like you were a character that's goop that is exploring these hand-drawn maps, that are kind of spread out in like a library on like a table, and they go off the table and all that, like a Metroidy map that is laid out in a real world. Um, but you also have different ways of fast traveling across the map. Like you can turn into Goop to ride up a Goop River to another part of the map, kind of stuff. Is one of the weird things.
Oh yeah.
Like the real world kind of interacts with the map world. For there's arrows that pierce snap kind of thing, and the weird stuff that happens.
Yeah.
But it has a really good look to it and a really interesting
Oh yeah.
idea.
Weirdly enough, kind of reminds me of the Plucky Squire. You know, where you're kind of like going in and out of the book world and all that. Yeah, it does kind of remind me. I'm definitely interested in this.
Yeah.
Like, this is right up my alley.
Yeah. So yeah, that is sometime next year, PS5 and PC. So that'll be neat. Then we got Crimson Desert that somehow still isn't out. They announced a release date. You could have told me this game was out 2 years ago, and I didn't believe you. But it's going to be out March 19th, 2026. So about 6 months from now. That'll finally be out. So there you go, PS5, Xbox, PC. Then some guys were talking about things they were doing. They announced the Pulse Elevate, which are these kind of desktop speakers. One of the most retro-looking desktop speakers I've seen in a while, because they look like, you know, what you and I probably had as like desktop speakers 20, 30 years ago. Like those bulky, like white plastic things you would often have next to your monitor. This looks like a modern version of that, where it's either black or white, bulky looking monitor thing that looks like modern, like Bluetooth speakers also. It has a neat little like charge pad that you essentially plop in the bottom of it. It'll be plugged in and charging while it's being used. But you can take it out to use it wirelessly. It can be used for the PC, the PS5, your PlayStation Portal, Mac, and probably anything else that it can connect to. It has AI enhanced noise rejection to give it clear for, you know, chat stuff you can do and all that. It has a mic in there. It uses the new PlayStation Link ultra low latency. It has the multi-device connectivity they were testing out for the PS5 firmware. So you can have it connected to multiple things at once. But yeah, looks neat. That's out next year at some point. No price for it yet, so certainly could be pretty expensive, like $150 to $200.
Yeah,
at least that seems like the price these things tend to be. But maybe it's cheaper than I checks out. I don't know. But there you go for that. Then they announced a bunch of PlayStation Plus stuff. The essential lineup for October.
Yep.
That will feature Alan Wake 2 for PS5, Cocoon for PS5, PS4, and Simulator 3 PS4.
Yep.
Which is a pretty lineup. Get Alan Wake 2 for the spooky season. Cocoon is a very good puzzle platform game.
Yep.
I don't know what platform stuff is. Very good puzzle game. Then Ghost Simulator 3 is for when you want to fuck around.
Yep.
Which is a big there. That'll be available on October 7th. So next week, not this week. Then they announced for the games catalog, The Last of Us Part 2 was added as part of Last of Us Day, which was on the 26th.
Yep.
So The Last of Us Part 2 and The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered are on PS Plus.
Yep.
The game catalog for extra and premium members, so you can check that out.
Yep, already got the remastered version downloaded, and I'm going to start that tonight.
Yeah. Then for premium classics, that are going to be added for probably the next couple of months here. They announced that Tekken 3 is going to be on there for the PS1.
Yeah,
as
that's
well as
a good
Soul
one.
Calibur 3. Both very good games.
Yeah. Tekken 3 especially. That's a treasure right there.
Yeah. They have like bowling in it.
Yep.
I forget what the side stuff was for that one.
Oh, there was like a bowling thing. There was also like a whole thing that was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up sort of Final Fight type campaign. That if you beat it, you got like secret character out of it. There was there was a part of the reason that game was so good was on top of the solid game that Tekken 3 itself was just the oodles of side content,
Yeah.
including Gon. Do you remember Gon?
Yeah,
The
the
little
dinosaur.
dino guy, the little dinosaur guy that could breathe fire. He's in that game too.
It was probably really annoying to fix. It's super small.
Yeah, super small and had projectile attack. So
Yeah, this is definitely one of those games that was one of the crowning jewels of the PS1 library.
oh yeah.
One of its best games, so that's a good one to add.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Calibur 3 is also very good. Probably not as good as 1 or 2, but it has a really cool creator system where you can make a variety of fighters in a bunch of ways. I remember having this and making like the Ninja Turtles and all that. You can take them into a campaign mode.
Yep.
Kind of thing. That is really cool.
Oh yeah.
Plays really well, as you would expect. But yeah, it went from 2 being on GameCube, Xbox, and PS2 to just being a PS2 game, which was weird, but a cool game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chronicles of the Sword is a single player mode that combines RTS with standard Soul Calibur fights. They started really getting arms deep into the lore that nobody really cared about. But yeah, that's a really cool game for that. And the third game they mentioned is Raider Anniversary.
Yep.
So yeah, the remake of the original game they essentially made in the wake of the movies. Because they add Lara Croft to the name for that. So yeah, that one's neat. I think that's the first or the second Crystal Dynamics game. So yeah, that's pretty good. Just depending on when we get those. But yeah, that's those are 3 good games. So there's that for the PS Plus stuff.
Yep.
Then they ended here with a few more announcements for Sony stuff. Gran Turismo 7 helped the series top 100 million copies sold, which is a really impressive feat. And sort of part of celebrating that, they announced that they're doing a Spec 3 update for Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah.
That will add 2 new tracks, 8 new cars, new tires, and a bunch of new features and such to this game. They're adding the Yas Marina circuit and the Gio Villeneuve, which are both tracks that are in F1, their regular rotation. So that's cool. And they're making improvements to on the races, or adding a dealer feature. A bunch of new content to the game, increasing the collector level cap, shooting up the weekly challenges, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be a pretty cool updates, and that'll be out later this year. I think they said December at some point. So there's that. Then they announced a God of War 20th anniversary limited edition DualShock or DualSense. So it's basically a all white DualSense, except there's the red like stripe on the right side of it, like Kratos' face. I don't know that I need it or anything. I've got white ones here, DualSenses.
Yeah.
Well, they also make the R1, R2 buttons red as well, so that's a nice touch. There looks like it'll be available for $84.99 with pre-order starting October 3rd, which I think is Friday. Yeah. So you can pre-order that later this week. And they added on a new trailer for Wolverine, Marvel's Wolverine, from Insomniac Games. And if you thought this wouldn't be that bloody, this trailer was about as bloody of a game as I've seen in a long time. Yeah, Wolverine cutting off lots of limbs. Although a number of the enemies here seem to be like robots and such, but they do have some like cybernetic humans. And he knew how bloody this game was going to be because he essentially has his blades out and uppercuts a dude under the chin with the blades coming out of his forehead. I was like, oh boy, that's so bloody there. So yeah, seems like he'll have the blood kind of spraying all over himself. Pretty good throughout the game. They did announce who's going to be voicing Logan here. I forgot his name. Let's see, did have it here? Like let's see. They have to have his name here. Yeah, Liam McIntyre. Which is he looks the part. Just a natural look. It has that scruffy look to him. He's Australian. So fits the vibes of Hugh Jackman, who is also Australian. So Wolverine is Canadian. I don't know. This guy I've not seen a ton in games or anything. Yeah, it looks like he's JD Phoenix. Okay, that's his big one. He's in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Terran Malicos. He's done some Star Trek Online voices. Yeah, trying to see what else here he might be known for. Oh boy, he was in the Flash TV series as the Weather Wizard. I'm not surprised there's a character named that. Flash has a wild array of villains.
Oh yeah.
Like one named Captain Cold.
Yep.
And guess what he does?
He does cold things.
Yeah, he has a freeze gun.
Yep.
Don't get that confused with another guy that has a freeze gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, seems like he's going to be solid for that.
Yeah, Captain Cold. Yeah, it's the dude dressed up in the heavy coat with the and the snow blind glasses and everything. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy has nothing to do with that, but he plays a different character in the Flash series. But it looks like he's going to be a good Logan. They showed a bunch of gameplay and then had some behind the scenes stuff to talk about working on the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it's going to be an open world thing. Because they have a number of different locations they talked about. There's Japan, as well as some stuff you would know from a lot of the movies. Goes to a lot of places from those.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Elektra ends up making an appearance at some point.
Yeah, they did show what's her name? The shapeshifter. She's in this.
What's her name?
No.
Not her. No.
Played by Rebecca Romaine Stamos in the original movies. X-Men movies.
Oh, you mean the blue-skinned one?
Yeah.
Crap. Blue-skinned Marvel lady. No, not Nebula.
Mystique.
Come on. Mystique, yes. God, it was
right
on.
She's in this, so.
Yep.
Might be a villain, might be helping him. Who knows? She's never always on one side for very long.
Yeah,
they showed a couple other villains, some that aren't mainstream X-Men villains or anything, but looks good. It'll be out next year, next fall, I think they said. They'll have more information to show this spring. So yeah, excited to have this one finally be coming out. It's been a while since they announced it.
Oh yeah, and it looks great. I mean, it's Insomniac, so of course it's going to look great.
Yeah. But yeah, that's your showcase. What here looked neat for you, Brandon?
Oh boy, let's see where to start. Well, Saros definitely looks like is right up my alley because I loved Returnals. Zero Parades, I am hesitant on simply because of the history of this company and what it's come to. I'm going to let other people play it first before I decide to play it. Let's see. Neo 3 is definitely also interesting because I love the first two Neo games, as incredibly difficult as they were. Also in that vein, Code Vein 2, definitely, because I really liked the first Code Vein game. It was very, very fun and entertaining and just weird in a lot of ways. Then Chronoscript is definitely something that I'm interested in seeing more of. I just love the style of this one. Yeah, Wolverine. That's basically all what I'm interested in.
Yeah. For me, yeah, definitely Saros.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see more of what Housemarque is doing.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. I'll probably check out Seven Deadly Sins Origin. It's free to play.
Mm-hmm.
No real harm in checking that out. Let It Die, maybe. I don't know. That's, I think, also the time that Metroid Prime 4 is out.
Mm-hmm.
That might get tossed aside for that, but Chronoscript looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that. And yeah, Wolverine as well. So yeah, not to have like super new stuff in this showcase, but got
Mm-hmm.
dates for a lot of things that have been popping around in different showcases.
Yeah.
So that is nice to have, especially a lot of stuff that's starting to make the early parts of 2026 more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that you're not going to be able to keep up pretty quickly
Mm.
with 2026. So best of luck, like trying to keep up now. Sure, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to play 80s too, but I also had a bunch of other stuff
Mm.
that is also cool looking. But yeah, that's going to do it for the show
Mm-hmm.
this week. Thank you, Brandon, for joining.
Always.
We'll be back next week, and yeah, it'll be October. It'll be hopefully a little cooler. Um, and we got plenty of games still coming out. What's on my list here? Oh, I don't have October. We'll probably do a hey, what's coming out for the rest of the year
Mm.
next week.
Yep.
Provided it's not too busy, but there's definitely wasn't room for that this week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a good week ahead. If you enjoy the show, feel free to let your friends and family know, and
Mm.
they're also looking forward to cool things,
Mm.
and hoping that major publishers aren't getting bought by Saudi Arabia all the time. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a good week ahead. We will see you all next time. Have a good one.
Bye.